you must realize what your why is. You must understand why you wake up every morning, why you do the things you do, why you go to work, why you hang out with the people you hang out with. Whatever it may be, every single action you do, you should ask yourself why you do it. And the title of this video comes to us from Friedrich Nietzsche, and it's a very big question, and it's very powerful, because if you have a why to live for, you can bear almost any how. And a lot of people don't have a why to live for. They're just going day to day, existing because they were put on this earth, and they've never asked themselves why. They act like they're forced to keep going, forced to go through this life, and forced to deal with life's hardships and miseries without any reason whatsoever for it. And I'm reading right now the book Man's Search for Meaning, and it's about a guy who was in the Holocaust, and he talks about how the people who didn't have a why, who didn't have a future that they were looking forward to, were the people who died first, were the people who could not bear the hardships and the horrors of the concentration camps. But the people who had a why, a reason to keep going, a future to look forward to, those were the people that survived, that lasted the longest, that found meaning in even a place as horrible as a concentration camp. And when you wake up every morning and you don't understand why you're going to go do all the things you're going to go do, you don't understand why you're going to go to work, why you're going to go to the gym, why you're going to interact with people, why you're going to hang out with people. If you don't know these things, when a little bit of hardship comes, you just want to give up. You want to throw in the towel and go back in bed and sleep and just do it all over again until another hardship happens the next day, and then you want to just give up on the day again. But if you have a why for getting up, a why for living, a why for working, a why for doing your best, then you can bear almost any how. And if you can bear almost any how, then your why will come true. The human spirit, the indomitable human spirit, is very strong, and if you have a strong why to go with that, you will accomplish your goals. You will get there one way or another. You just have to keep fighting, and to keep fighting nobly, you need a strong why. You can't just go through life not understanding why you do things. A practice that I'm trying to start doing is, before I do anything, ask myself why. Why am I about to go to the gym? Why am I about to go to work? Why am I about to go walk? Why am I about to go eat? Why am I about to go drink? All these things. And if you're ashamed to admit why you want to do something, or why you want to have a thought, or why, whatever it may be, if you're ashamed of that why, if you wouldn't want to tell someone else why you're about to go do the thing you're going to go do, then you shouldn't do it. And it's not a strong why. It won't bear any how. A strong why needs to be built up, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it. You should be proud of your why. You should be proud of the reasons you do what you do. And if anyone asks you at any time, you should be able to give a clear definition of why you're doing something and why you're giving it your all. And it's disgraceful to have a strong why and not do your best. If you truly had a strong why and were not giving your best and not putting your best foot forward, then that's disgraceful to yourself and disgraceful to your dream, because your why is strong enough. You know, you've found out your why. You know what it is. It's strong. It's noble. It holds up to house. But you don't do your best for whatever reason that may be. And if that's the case, then I would say you need to look at your why, because it truly doesn't resonate with you. Because, as Friedrich Nietzsche says, if you have a why, you can bear almost any how. And, you know, he's talking about living, you know, and, you know, not giving up on life. But it goes back to matters of not so extreme, of just going to day-to-day life, you know, doing task to task. You can dumb down the severity of the circumstance. It doesn't have to be a life and death circumstance for you to need a strong why, and for you to do your best, and for you to endure hardships, because hardships will come. It's an inevitable thing of life. You know, hardships are bound to happen. And if your why is not strong enough to endure the how, then you will crumble and you will not accomplish your why. And if your why does not resonate with you, you will not do your best. Therefore, you will not get your why. Because in this day and age, you need to do your best. There's too many people who are doing their best and going after the same goals as you. And if you're not doing your best, you just won't get there. And that's just simple, you know. So ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I getting up this morning? You know, Marcus Aurelius tells us, ask yourself at every moment, why are they doing this? Starting with yourself. So this is also a question you extend outward. You know, this kind of gets away from Nietzsche's quote and moves on to Marcus's quote. But you need to ask why at so many things. Not just why you're getting up and why you're doing things, but why other people are doing things. Because if you can understand why someone else is doing something, you will be able to understand them better. You know, I think Henry Ford says that, I'm going to butcher the quote, but it goes along the lines of, one of like the greatest superpowers a human has is to see someone else's perspective but not give into it and not completely take their view on it. You know, if you can see where other people are coming from, then you can endure them better, you can see their point of view better, and you can rationalize with them better because you can see where they're coming from. But if you can only see where you're coming from and have no way of putting yourself in their shoes and asking why they're doing that, then you're going to be lost, and you won't be able to rationalize with them. You won't be able to help them. You need to put yourself in other people's shoes and ask why they're doing these things, and it'll help you see things better from their side, and it'll help you, you know, not be so hard on them. You know, I think a big problem in schools nowadays is they ask you what you want to do for the rest of your life. You know, what job do you want to do? What occupation? What school? What degree? But they don't ask you why. They never ask you why you want to do these things. They never ask you why you want to devote your life to a line of work. You know, because if your answer is money, that doesn't stand up. Money is not the end-all be-all. It is not the good of this world. You know, look at all the rich people who spent their life doing things for money and how empty they are inside. You know, Albert Einstein said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. If this person who spent their whole life trying to obtain money is miserable, and your goal is to do the same thing they did, but expect to be happy, it just doesn't work out like that. It just doesn't work. You need to understand that. And you need to have a good, strong why for good, strong reasons. And, I wish in school they asked why more. Not what, but why. So then you can ask yourself, why do I want to do that? Why do I want to go to college? Is it just to party? Is it just to partake in these things that don't matter? Or is there actually a good, strong reason that I want to go to college? Because I want to be a doctor to help people. I want to gain knowledge to further my knowledge and be able to help other people. Or I want to be a teacher to help other people. So I need to go to college. And you can fortify your reasons for doing something with a strong why. So when college gets hard or whatever occupation you go into after school, you can remember your why. You can remember why you're doing this. So you can bear it nobly and not give up at the slightest hardship. So just ask yourself, why am I doing this?